everyone.
Hello. Hi.
Not talking to me, Sean. Sorry. No, it's alright. I don't hate you for it. I'm alright with reading first. I mean, I'm not, but I am alright. I didn't think I was going to be this nervous.
Good choice.
I know, now I'm alright. Okay. Thanks so much to Sean and Lamont and everyone else who submitted work to Whirlwind. This is great. I'm excited to delve into this entire book. It's also really exciting. This is my first time reading out of a book. I always wanted to read out of something that I can hold. Cool. Thank you. Ode to Resistance. I'm imagining myself as a conformist, staying home from school because of the hole in the middle of the chalkboard. I'm imagining eugenics and what the definition of best really is. How you said oppression leads to all the crime doers' eventual elimination. I'm imagining you whispering into the rich man's ear. I probably don't know what you are saying, but I'm imagining a price tag forever stapled into my skin. I'm imagining the boy prior to the explosion. I know if you could sell his body too, you would. I'm imagining Castro and Che handing me a rifle, but I still feel somewhat tender from that time I slammed Kyle to the ground. And while he lay there, his eyes did that half-open, half-closed thing. But I'm imagining your system suspended on the world's tree branch that's so bent and bending. And it's me under you, arms shaking. It's me holding you up. Thank you. This one's called Toxic. I give this same spiel all the time. Most of my poems are about my landlord. It's because I hate my landlord a lot.
Yeah, damn landlord
at all. Toxic.
He's not the real estate czar, is he?
Well, they're all really bad, right? But
You're not
I don't know.
right?
I'm part of the Philadelphia Tenants Union, so like,
Yeah.
it's just, I'm like supposed to hate all landlords. But mine I have like a special hatred for. But I also hate the condo king. I don't know whatever everyone called them. The Philadelphia developers. They all suck. Okay.
They all suck.
They're all toxic.
Damn.
I pay rent to my landlord who went to law school, my landlord whose father was a banker, whose father owned a sweatshop. Today I'm 26. Everything could go my way. PNC kicked me off my savings plan, saying I borrow too much of my own money. Sorry for using my own money, I tell them. The idea was some man's light years away, they say. I sip espresso most mornings. Grocery shopping, I buy 2 apples, soda, milk, and razors. Every day my boss gawks my stubbly face at 4 p.m. Rain all day, afraid to tell people how dreary I think the city is. My therapist operator says dial 911. Hard buttons to press, but I do. A cop shows up. I cry on my floor, tell him I want to die. Snot dangles from my nose. Cop with his big cop boots stands over me, radios to his cop friends for backup. I roll into myself the way a roly-poly might when its back is pressed. I roll, kiss my knees and tell myself, it's okay. 3 more cops show up, holding nightsticks, punching each other's Kevlar vests. Using their boots, they unravel my circular body. I cry harder now, scream how dreary the city is. My banker show up, holding a roll of paper. My landlord shows up, asks about rent. 3D love poem. This is the first poem I ever had published from Philadelphia Stories. Irrelevant, no one really cares, but it's exciting to me. 3D love poem.
It's not irrelevant. It should work.
Thank you. Since my clothes never seem to fit right, I'll ask you 4 times what you think of my sweater. But wait, let me curve my arm first. bending it at the elbow, and placing it on my hip. I want to be as mannequin-like as possible. I hate my lankiness. Behind me is so much history, overturned furniture stores, people praying for some queen to stop being a tyrant, but the only thing that matters to me is that my hair stay thick and not recede. I love your wine-colored nails and how your one eye seems to slant downward. Tell me again about your mother's face after the officer gloved it. Tell me again how she fears going out in the sun because she can't discern the anger behind sunglasses. Tell me about the 4 jobs she works. One in the gym, where people toss their sweaty towels her way. Let me first iron out this wrinkle. I press hard so that it won't come back. The people who live above me flick their cigarettes onto my drying clothes. I always spill the milk, wipe it, and drops hem the tile floor. No matter, this house is stupid. We've had ants building homes under the sink, armies of ants plotting to conquest, ants in my bed, ants in the bathtub, ants in my watermelon. In the morning I wake to ants marching. God, I am such a millennial. I go to work as an adjunct, smoke a cigarette in traffic, then to the restaurant, and when I get there, my boss yells, "Fuck you." I'm still learning how to use emojis. I only use the happy and sad faces, which are the only 2 emotions I'm aware of, except these ants. If I were brave, I'd text my landlord the ant emoji, 4 angry faces, and a bomb. He probably wouldn't respond, come with his exterminator mask and poison gun. My drains are clogged, they've been since day 1, and my window's missing a slab of wood so the cold comes in. God, I am such a millennial. One day I'll grow muscles, one day I'll wear a mask, one day I'll call you out. God, I hate you, landlord, please snow, I love you, just stay outside. I am Pharaoh, actually. Sometimes I just want to eat the whole jar of peanut butter. Or have sex with a nameless man against the moist tree, his face an aperture under the glow of the moon. I don't respond well to criticism. Let me walk around with a dirty mouth. I can only buy so many organic apples before the lights come on in the cinema, pulling the drapes from my white shirt to reveal fangs and a growl. Think of me as a mirage when you're parched. I'll be the abstract one, letting my phone ring and ring. I water your corpse to life and then vanish like a breeze in the desert. Open all the windows in your home to this wind. Place your hand on my pulse and your body ricochets. How am I doing on time? Are you guys tired?
Good.
Yeah. Alright. I have like 1 or 2 more. Alright. I think this one, I'll explain like a little bit. My manager I would deliver pizza. I delivered pizza for like 7 years before I started teaching in the school district of Philadelphia. And my manager was afraid of bugs, like really afraid of bugs. But I don't know why those bugs became a metaphor in this poem, but she was just someone who was worked really hard, and I don't know, just like I just noticed that she was really exploited. She couldn't really go to school because she had to work, and I don't know. This poem is just like thinking about exploitation and I don't know, work or exploitation. They're just flying around the light. You're sullen after a long work day, and your feet swell in those tiny shoes. How your mother's thumbs would plump from too much needle and thread. You can't wait to sit, maybe rehatch as a chicken or a cat to feel actually alive. Not like the monotony of Mondays, your boss calling to see how business is going, or if perhaps you'd like to fool around for a raise, or to come in 30 minutes late tomorrow. but you'd rather just throw every bit of him in the hamper and lay naked in a hot tub to rinse off whatever's keeping you dark. Upon leaving for the night, you scream at the sight of moths and flies and nameless bugs flying close to a light. It's midnight and the vague sun has long been silent. You can't get behind whatever yearns for hope with a life like this. In your dreams, things cling to light and you call them nightmares. Dysmorphic. When I pour espresso in my cup, the sugar dissolves into something else. To clean the mocha, Simon tells me, don't use soap. I like the way his collar cups his neck, how his body reminds me of Jesus's without abs. When I cry in bathroom mirror, face smeared with Nutella, that's all I want. Who's calling me at this hour? The moonlight peeking through my Venetian is my friend. I want it gone. I want the ocean outside my window gone. Maybe if I had Simon's shoes, the way his body fits in a sweater, I could remain. But a cold breeze's vibrato calls me. Maybe the crab sleeping on the jetty isn't lonely. Perhaps it wants to trade bodies with a pigeon. Perhaps the pigeon wants to be a worm. The worm, dirt. Dirt, sky. Sky, air. Air, the sun. As Pliny the Younger watched the sun blacken and ash, he too felt a sort of urgency to flee, felt delirious despite the crowd. Eventually, the boat beneath Vesuvius did get away, one way or another, and the sky split in two by light. If only my body were a door. First draft on me, but I really don't want to do that to guys. Do that to you guys unless you guys want to hear a first draft.
Do it! If you have doubts, you should keep it for later, man.
Is that true? Alright. I feel like he's right. I'll just say that.
Don't say it, you'll feel what to hear.
Now I feel really awkward.
Anne Bradstreet said he comes to her unwashed children.
I'm going to read it. This is this is the last poem I have. It's called, if I can't finish it, I'm sorry, my handwriting is awful.
Wow.
Ode to working in my underwear. Reader, I love my home. Let me explain. I own exactly 1 frying pan, 4 spoons, 4 forks, 6 knives, I don't know why, a Brady Crocker cookbook I have never opened, and pounds of coffee. There's a dinner table where the magic happens. Some days, men in tank tops climb on my roof and do God knows what. Only God can see from that vantage. The neurotic in me says the men are sawing a hole in my roof to rob me of my socks, the half-eaten banana in my fridge, defecating onion, and of course the spoons. Half of me wants this nightmare to be true, to sleep with the squirrels and raccoons. Are you surprised, reader? I'm a socialist. I want to do nothing in my underwear all day, to have my mouth wiped by everyone. But I want everyone to be socialists too, so I can wipe their mouths. Also, I want everyone to love their homes, their spoons and knives, Betty Crocker, books, Martha Stewart. I want my friends' names on all my cookbooks, and for Bill Gates to fuck off. I said it. And when death comes, we can say we did it from our homes in our underwear, sticky legs and all. And the weather, look, still loves us. Thank you.